Penguin Random House Audio presents The Bottom Line for Baby. From sleep training to screens, thumb sucking to tummy time, what the science says. This is the author, Tina Payne Bryson, PhD. No book can replace the diagnostic expertise and medical advice of a trusted physician. Please be certain to consult with your doctor before making any decisions that affect you or your family's health, particularly if you suffer from any medical condition or have any symptom that may require treatment. For Liz, who always has my back, who makes me crazy laugh, who is the real treasure of every treasure hunt, and who always knows the bottom line. What would I do without you? #NSLP. There is no other species on Earth that does science. It is, so far, entirely a human invention, evolved by natural selection in the cerebral cortex for one simple reason: it works. It's not perfect. It can be misused. It's only a tool. But it's by far the best tool we have, self-correcting, ongoing, applicable to everything. Carl Sagan, Cosmos. Introduction. Two images come to mind when I think about the origin of this book. The first is of a middle-aged neonatal nurse in her hospital green, checking my blood pressure mere hours after my first child was born. I'd been pestering this woman with a multitude of new mother questions and worries. Why isn't he latching on? Is it okay to put him next to me while he's sleeping? When we get home, can our dog sleep near the crib? Then finally, in response to a question about pacifier use and nipple confusion, she stopped me by holding up her palm. Without even looking up from the pressure gauge, she told me flatly in her West Texas accent, "Honey, look, whatever you decide about all that stuff, he'll live." She clearly meant well and wanted to reassure me, but I was taken aback. I didn't respond, but I remember thinking, that's not really my goal here. Mere survival? I'm aiming higher than that. I didn't know exactly what it was I wanted for my new baby, but I knew it had to do with helping him be happy and healthy, both mentally and physically. I wanted him to love life and enjoy meaningful relationships, to contribute to his world. Granted, that overworked nurse didn't really mean that a parent's job was simply to help their child reach adulthood without suffering major injuries. But her comment set me exploring along a road that led to the writing of this book. The other image I think of is from a few months later. In this one, I'm sitting on the floor beside my husband in the parenting section of a bookstore in San Antonio. I don't remember what had stumped us at this particular moment, but I know that in our sleep-deprived state, we were paging through book after book as we tried to figure out how we wanted to do things for our newborn, sleeping in the stroller next to us. We felt completely overwhelmed, not only because of the sheer amount of information we encountered, but also because so much of it was contradictory. It was the same with the advice I received from everyone in my life. Our family, our friends, some with kids and some without, a random woman at a restaurant, the produce guy at the grocery store. It seemed like everyone I met had advice about what I should do with my son. Though it was obviously well-intended, their input was sometimes outdated, often unhelpful, and again, consistently contradictory. One person said I should sleep with my baby. Another warned that I shouldn't even talk to him at night, much less hold him. One person urged me to get him on a schedule right away. Another stressed that I should simply respond to his needs and requests. The information storm left me feeling completely untethered. Now, 20 years later, I'm the mother of 3 boys. I'm a trained mental health and child development professional, and I've built a career studying, researching, writing, and talking with other parents about the joys and struggles of raising kids. I've read article after article in scientific journals from many different fields of study, as well as from popular parenting magazines and online sources. I've read countless parenting and child development books. And over the last few years, I've written several parenting books with my good friend, mentor, and colleague, Dan Siegel. For me, it's been a quest to find out what's most important when raising children, so that we can help them do a lot more than just survive. Based on what I've learned from my own reading and research, and from talking to parents about what works best for them, it's clear that one of the primary challenges of raising a child is gathering the best possible information from trusted sources, considering your child's individual uniqueness, and then listening to your instincts, values, and principles. But that's not easy when you're faced with the astounding volume of parenting information online fed to you via social media and often written in a provocative clickbait kind of way. How are you supposed to know which information is accurate and trustworthy? What I want to do here is help you wade through the cacophony of voices clamoring to tell you what to do with your baby. I'll help you discover the most up-to-date information about the issues and questions you're facing so that you can make the best decisions about your child. In the coming pages, we'll tackle together the most common, critical, controversial, and confusing questions that new parents wrestle with, related to breastfeeding, sleep scheduling, vaccinations, discipline, and whatever else you're wondering and worrying about. My goal is to provide you with clear, accessible information based on the latest science, and for each individual topic, I aim to demystify the issue so that you can concentrate on what matters most and more easily make your best decisions for your family. Notice that I keep talking about which decisions you, the mom or dad, or grandparent, or other primary caregiver make. Families come in all shapes and sizes, and there's rarely a one-size-fits-all set of data that answers all questions for all families. My goal is therefore to provide you with the information that lets you make your own best decision. Of course, it's helpful to listen to experts and consider science when making decisions about your child. That's a fundamental principle this whole book is based on. Knowledge is power, and most of us step into parenting not knowing much about all the details and decisions and options and science available to us. That's why we listen to others. And yes, it's important that you question your own preconceived opinions and biases when faced with new information. But ultimately, this is your baby and your family that you're deciding about. I've worked hard to maintain an awareness of and sensitivity to the fact that different traditions and cultures will approach various child-rearing ideas differently. And still, I'm approaching the subjects in this book from my own perspective, with my own assumptions. You'll have to do the same with the questions you face. Every child and parent and family constellation is unique, and there's no right way to do family. Whatever your culture and family makeup, it's important to have credible information. Then you can consider your traditions and values, paying attention to your parental instincts and your child's unique and ever-changing individual needs. When all of that comes together, you can make the decisions that make the most sense for your child, yourself, and your family. The organization of this book. This book's focus is on questions about babies, which I'm defining as children 12 months or younger. At times, I'll discuss older children as well, but primarily I'll be highlighting issues as they pertain to your infant's first year. And let me be clear, this is not a how-to guide. The point is not to give instructions for dealing with various issues that come up. Treating a fever, choosing a crib, recognizing diaper rash, maintaining parental self-care, and so on. There are lots of good books out there that do just that, many of which I recommend all the time. The point here isn't to present an exhaustive collection of every question new parents will ask. Instead, it's an attempt to address virtually all of the main dilemmas new parents will face, where they receive competing advice from the people around them. I've organized the material alphabetically so you can easily look up subjects you're wondering about, or you might prefer to listen through from beginning to end. Either way, you'll see quickly that each entry in this book, covering topics from alcohol and antibiotics to vaping and walking.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?